The Modern Man tutorials. I don't have to pull women; they have to pull me, right? I don't know a way to describe this idea, like you know, because usually the way a lot of people like to think is that guys are supposed to approach the girls, right? The guys are supposed to be the ones chasing the females, right? And I mean, from my experience, I'm from an older generation where that wasn't always the case, especially when you always saw that the girls that you liked and you wanted to approach and have them be your girlfriends, they were looking at other guys. They were chasing other guys. So they're already chasing a guy that they're interested in while you trying to approach her, right? While you trying to be her boyfriend, she's already has her eyes on a prize, right? She has her eyes on someone else. So a lot of times, what they call love triangles, sometimes love squares, right? um, Happens where you're interested in her, but she's interested in someone else, right? So, so then you end up kind of trying to compete, but the thing is that not much of a competition when she's not open, um, to whoever wins the competition, so to speak. Sometimes that was a case. Sometimes that would be a situation where a female would have two potential um, guys she could date. She's like equally interested in both, but there can only be one, as they say, the Highlander. So you have to try to woo her and stuff like that. So that was a thing at one, in the past. Kind of is still a thing now, but it's slightly different. Females do the hypergamy thing, where it's like they will be with one guy, but then try to replace him with another guy. So that's the thing. But anyway, so something I noticed a lot was, when I was growing up, was that a lot of guys would, approach a girl, ask, tell her he likes her, this, that, and third, and get rejected. So I saw a lot of guys, that I was friends with and whatnot, get rejected. And of course, I would see the aftermath of that, of, well, one, how they, how they felt about being rejected and whatnot. But I also saw uh, why the girl rejected them and whatnot. I also got to see that side of it. And usually it's because there's another guy. There's somebody else that they're interested in. So of course they were going to reject you, because there was someone else that they were interested in, right? So because of that, because females are not walking around, um, you know, waiting for a guy to show her interest, for a guy, you know, um, that's her type or whatnot, to arrive for her. She's actively looking and actively, you know, judging and picking who she wants. This is why when you look at a female, right, you pay attention to what she's doing, look to what she's looking. If she's not looking in her phone, right, if she's looking around, you would notice that they tend to look in certain areas. So if they're looking at certain groups of guys versus other groups of guys, right, then you're like, okay, pretty much know their type. They like those guys over there with the biker jackets, for example, or the guys over there with the long hair, or the guys over there with the muscles, right? If you pay attention, you look at what females are doing, where their attention, where their eyes are at, other than their phone right nowadays. If they're looking at guys, look at what type of guys. And if you don't fit that criteria, right, you don't look like you would fit within those groups of guys, well, then your chances of her being interested in you are pretty slim. But let's say, like I said, there's a group of guys. Let's say they're muscular guys that go to gym, whatnot, but she doesn't pay them much attention. She, however, pays attention to you. And let's say you're a plus size guy, a big boy, right? So you're a big boy, and she's paying attention to you a lot, looking your way, even though there are guys out, over there that are, in better shape. So this is, good for you, right? Because She's noticing you, not them, even though you would consider them a better choice than you. She's choosing you, and that's the important thing. You rather deal with women or females, right, that are interested in you, choose you, simp for you, chase you, than to try to chase, you know, you know, the big hunt, right? Instead of trying to hunt lions and stuff like that, except the cute little bunnies that come your way, right? And catch them, with your hugs, right? That kind of stuff. So you rather catch the snow bunnies, right? Than to be chasing, you know, big game, as they say. So if you want the bigger, better, if you want the eights, nines, and tens, right, the hottest chicks around and whatnot, well, that's you're gonna have to do a lot for that. Fortunate for me, I can get eight, nines, and tens, but you know, again, they tend to be a little bit more. For me to get eight, nines, and tens, typically, they will have to have some bad experiences with guys they consider, eight, nines, and tens, and be like, all right. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I'm not a attractive guy per se, but I'm just saying that typically the reason that they would choose, like the reason they would choose me being a big guy. I mean, I am strong and slightly muscular, but I do have fat over it, of course. Um, Versus a guy who's more ripped, more cut, um, more chisel, as they say, right? For me to get picked over that guy, he has to have a shitty personality. So I'm second best compared to him, right? Like I'm like, well, I'm a big guy, I'm strong, I'm tall, blah blah blah. I'm taller than her at least, right? So I have a lot of similar qualities to him. I'm just not exactly like him, and but I have a better personality than him. So that will make up for my, like I said, my lack of uh, similar build. Like I'm big enough so I can be strong, so I can defend her. Blah blah. The kind of I'm tall. The protector quality. So I have the protector physical qualities that she'll be interested in, but I actually have the good personality to to accompany it, which is the opposite of the other guy's personality, which is what will give me the better shot. But if let's say the other guy, right, is a good guy, just like I am, but he's in better shape than me, of course she would choose him over me because he would be the better choice, because he's of the better quality, as they say. So that's understandable. But typically, most females, like I said, if they are eight, nines, and 10, they tend to, you know, be at a point in their life where it's like, all right, well, time for me to settle for something different. Um, there are the rare occasions, like diamond, the rough types, and rare occasions where you might find an 8, 9, or 10 who doesn't know she's an 8, 9, or 10. And I've found plenty of those in my lifetime. And it is super awesome, right? And super adorable at the same time, where it's like, she does not know how hot she is. She doesn't know, how popular she would be, among the boys. So those were the good old days, right? she she doesn't know her value. So she's a diamond, doesn't know she's a dime, right? So there is that rare occasion of finding a diamond in the rough, finding a 8, 9, or a 10, you know, out in the wild, right? It's like, damn, somebody didn't find you yet. Lucky me, right? Which is why if you find that, don't fuck it up. Don't be a douchebag. Be on your best behavior. Be the best version of yourself. Be quality. Be worthy of this rare find, this diamond in the rough. Be be worthy of it. Don't be a douchebag. Because that's the thing. We know most guys out there that tend to be popular with the ladies tend to be douchebags to these 8, 9s, and 10s, to a point where these 8, 9s, and 10s start, being a little bit more negative because of their negative experiences. and when you come around, well, they'll pretty much punish you for those douchebags, right? Which is unfortunate. But like I said, is that I don't have to pull uh, these ladies. If anything, they have to pull me. So they have to impress me, vet me, right? They have to earn my time and attention. That's just how I always roll. Plus, that's just what I'm used to. Because the other thing is that um, I say yes more than I say no, right? So I'm more open minded to relationships. Plus, a lot of times I hear nowadays in like the red pill community, a lot of guys talking about that guys are the ones who who choose for relationships, and women are the ones who chooses for sex. So they're the ones in charge of sex. Guys are in charge of relationships. So that's why it's weird for guys, especially nowadays, modern men, right, to approach women. You shouldn't be approaching them. You're the one who chooses if you're going to be somebody's boyfriend or not, right? Somebody's husband or not, right? We're the ones who choose relationships. So why are we the ones chasing them, right? It's kind of like, let's put it this way, right? If we're the ones that choose the relationship, basically we're the boss, right? We're the boss. We have a job position. The job position is girlfriend slash wife slash potential mother of your children, right? So since we're the ones who are looking for somebody to fill in that, fill in that role, that position, it makes no sense for us to go around chasing people to try to fill the position. They should be interviewing, right? They should be applying for that position, which is why I say I don't approach women, they approach me. What I do, however, is let them know that that the job is available, right? The position is available, that I'm single and this, that, or. So I try to make sure that that's known. That's what you should be doing, right? Let it be known you're single. I even had this funny idea of like having a shirt that literally like says, you know, that says I'm single, and just wear it to like certain places, maybe a club or something, and just be like, let's see what happens, right? It's like I'm single, I have a shirt where it says like single, it's complicated, shit like that, taken, that kind of stuff, but then have the single one part checked, right? And just have a couple different shirts with the different marks on it. Um, I thought that'd be funny to have a shirt like that. What would be kind of cool is, right, have one shirt that has all those options, but all the check mark areas will be Velcro, so that way you could take the little Velcro check mark and you can move it, so you can actually alter the shirt. So that'd be a cool shirt idea that I can try to make money off of. Anyway, so the point is that you need to make yourself available. So that's what I do. I let females know that I exist, right? For example, like following them on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and whatnot, liking some of their stuff, liking posts, maybe even leaving a comment, just something to get an attention. A lot of times I'll just leave an emoji and just see what happens. If they like the emoji, then it's like, okay, they like the emoji. That was bare minimum. That's me putting very little to no effort, but they liked it. Okay, let me next time, let me actually use some words. So then I'll start pointing things out, like, oh, that's a really cool dress, or things like that. I actually said that to a chick once, not once, but a couple times. By me, there was this one very attractive Latin chick where I said that her red dress looked really good, and she liked my comment and she followed me. So think about that. She liked my comment about her dress and she followed me on TikTok. So there's that, right? So that's pretty cool. And yeah, and there's some other females that have shown interest. I have some females that they shot the shot through my DMs, so they hit me up through the DMs shooting the shot. I've been getting a couple of DMs in the past couple weeks. Unfortunately, some of them, I'll say over 60% of these DMs were underage, so I definitely had to, you know, block the conversation. So, so there's a thing. So I'm pretty popular with the ladies in all different age ranges. I've seen a lot of ladies in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even some 60-year-olds, following me on TikTok. So I'm paying attention. So that's not necessarily a bad thing to, it's always good to have female attention. But of course you gotta be careful with who you interact with, because issues can happen, right? It's not just like it's very important to be careful you're not talking to somebody who has a significant other. Interesting story, right? Interesting enough. Segue to this is, there's this female that I started noticing certain things she was doing that was giving me, vibes, right? It was giving me the idea of like, these are choosing signals, as it were, because she liked some of my random comments. Like there was some comments on other people's videos, and she liked them. And it's like, this comment doesn't seem like something a female would like or should like. But and this just recently also happened. So this was another chick I saw. I'm thinking of who has a boyfriend, this, that, third, and all these other factors. But she was, doing a lot of things, clicking my thirst traps. Pretty much anything that had pictures of me in it were the stuff she was liking. Recently, which was like yesterday, there was a female doing the same thing, where I started noticing she was liking some of my comments on other people's videos. I was like, out of all those comments, you noticed mine. Okay, interesting, right? And noticed that she started liking some of my videos where it's me in the video, where you get to see my body and stuff like that. So that's a thing. And then started seeing her, like some of my other videos, some of the videos that has to do, for example, this video, right? This video you see in the background from my TikTok, she also liked this video, so she's one of the likes on this video. So, and I had a couple other videos which also has to do with ladies and me being a heartbreaker, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. So she liked that video. So I noticed that most of the videos that she liked had to do with relationship, had to do with interacting with women and stuff like that. So it's like, liking my videos has to do with interacting with women, like liking them, dating them, that kind of stuff, right? And the videos with me where you can see my body and stuff like that, not just my face or something like that, right? So it's like, noticing a pattern there. And that's all I'm saying, is that like I'm noticing that this was the same type of behavior that I got from the last female that was doing that. And then it goes back even further. One of my ex-fiance to be more exact, she was doing the same thing. So this was a pattern. So that's where I learned it from. I learned it from her. From my experience with her is what is giving me the experience now, where I was able to interact with these ladies. So I noticed these things, and there's like these two other chicks that I noticed also are doing the same thing. Not as much, but I'm noticing that they're noticing, and that's the point. So, like a good fisherman, I threw out some baits, right? I made myself visible, noticeable by the opposite sex, and I'm catching some eyes. Let me put it that way. I'm catching some eyes. I'm catching some females' attention, which is very important. What happens next is on them, right? Like I said, I don't chase. I make myself available. I make myself easy to access, easy to approach and talk to, and whatever. Right? I make it not too difficult to get my attention. So that's why, like I said, when they're like liking my specific stuff, not like if they like my content in general, I appreciate it. That's just good. So, I appreciate the support. But when they're like specifically liking certain specific things, I'm like, that's a pattern. I have a whole bunch of different types of videos about different, about 3 to 4 different types of topics. But the fact that they're focusing on uh, boy girl, um, relationship um, videos is like, somebody's looking for a boyfriend. So we'll see. All right, so there's that scenario. But like I said, from my personal experience, usually these types of behavior, when a female likes you, she does things, and you'll notice them, especially if you're paying attention. You'll notice these things. When she doesn't like you, well, you notice nothing. You know why? Because she's doing nothing. She's not doing anything where you could be like, she's liking a whole bunch of my pictures, but I have a whole bunch of other things other than pictures of me. Why is she only liking my pictures? What does that mean? Right? If she's not liking none of your shit, like pictures, for example, then you can't be like, oh, she likes me. No, because she's not liking your pictures, right? She's not liking you specifically. That's why on social media it's a good idea to have that, right? Have pictures of yourself, post that has to do with you specifically, what you like, what you dislike, blah blah blah, right? But then, and then just post whatever you normally post, right? Because you never know. You never know. There might be some females that are interested in you, and this is a way that you'll be able to figure it out, right? The way you'll be able to notice that they like you, because they'll literally react. Um, for example, clicking the like button, um, your your post, right? Your post that specifically has you in it, right? Whereas like, yeah, this is just a post of me flexing in the gym, and she liked it, right? As an example. And it's like, there's not much in here other than me flexing and music, and I'm in the gym, and that's it. And she liked it, which I appreciate, of course. But it's like, well, that's all she did. I have tons of other good videos and posts and whatnot, but that's all she liked. Well, then, what does that mean? I mean, from my experience, that means she likes what she sees. All right. So, like I said, I don't have to approach. Because they come to me because I make myself available, right? If you put in time and effort to do something like exercise and make yourself look better, then post you looking better, right? That would get their attention. If you have a nice new car, take post, make a post about that. Don't be surprised if they like that post. Just saying, and so forth and so forth. You should by now understand that what females tend to like. They tend to like a lot of materialistic things, yes. They like other factors, right? There's other factors they like, but the core, the basic, the bare minimum, the females like is materialistic things. They definitely like the idea of potential. They like the idea of a guy that looks like he stands for something that she agrees with, she believes in. So the fact that I do fitness and exercise and training, today was leg day for me. Not surprising, females paying attention to me because they're seeing that I'm putting in some work in the gym, and that's getting their attention. I'm still a big guy, but a big guy that's going to the gym is a lot sexier. And I've said this a couple times before in the Modern Man tutorials. Is like, a big guy in the gym is a lot sexier than a big guy in McDonald's. A lot of you guys will literally allow females to see you guys eat unhealthy. I've been in scenarios where it's like, I had like cookies or something, or just chocolate or something, obviously not so healthy, right? Stereotypical fat guy eating cookies and cakes and candy, right? Um, that's not a good look, right? Because that's a stereotype, right? This is a stereotypical thing, right? Like, oh my god, look at this big guy eating cake. Clearly, he doesn't care about his body because he could be eating something healthier than cake. Especially depending when I'm eating cake. If I'm eating cake for like breakfast, that's not a good look, right? So you get the idea, right? So the main thing is being a big guy eating, cake or something like that in front of the ladies is not gonna bode too well. So you'd rather be, eating something a lot healthier, something that at least shows that you're trying to be healthy. Eating a protein bar, right? Eating, eating a wrap. Eating, I like Caesar's wrap, chicken Caesar's wrap, Caesar salad, eating an apple. Shit, eating an apple would be a whole lot sexier than eating cake in front of the ladies. Another thing I always like to talk about is if you notice some females are eating certain things, eat what they're eating, right? Let's say hypothetically they're eating strawberry ice cream, right? I know you're a big guy, eating ice cream might not be a good look, but remember they're eating strawberry ice cream. So it's not that you're eating ice cream and they're not, because then that would be a bad look. They're eating ice cream, right? So it'd be kind of hypocritical for them to judge you negatively for eating ice cream when they're doing the same thing. Females tend to not do that, right? Like females would not want to fat shame per se, because there could be a possibility of a retaliation, right? Reverse fat shaming, right? So they might not want to point out somebody's physical flaw because then their physical flaw might also be pointed out, and you know how they are. They're not gonna like that, so they'll try to avoid it. So, like I said, they they if they're eating ice cream, then you can try to eat ice cream and go that route. Obviously, try not to eat too much, just a little bit, right? And they might notice it. They might ask you questions about it. Now, I can't give you like the full rundown of what to say, what to do, how to act while you're eating the ice cream and whatnot. That's more of a personal experience. Um, I can only give you the basic idea. The rest is up to you to learn, you know, how to maximize the effectiveness of eating ice cream and around the ladies and them noticing you eating ice cream. Because literally, how you eat the ice cream does have an effect on the ladies. But this is not a tutorial for that. So the main thing, like I'm saying, is try to be more appealing to them so that way they come to you. You're the bait, right? You're the prize. This is just my experience. I've been doing this for over 20 years. This is how I interact with the opposite sex. I don't chase them. They chase me. I have people who know me that tell me things like, "Oh, there's these females. They saw you. They liked you. They think you're a nice guy. They think you're sweet. You know, they ask if you have a girlfriend and whatnot, right? Like I got people telling me things, right? So I got eyes and ears out there letting me know that what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, you know, is getting attention. It's like, oh, good to know that there's some ladies noticing me, saying nice things about me. That's good. That means I got a shot, right? So that means if I do decide to approach, right? Because sometimes you do might have to approach, or at least kind of add more bait to the bait, as it were. Just me being myself is enough to get their attention, but sometimes you might need to do a little bit more, be a little extra, as they say, to get, try to get faster results. So then I might make myself more approachable. Like an example was today at work. There's this female coworker. Uh, Normally I ignore her. I had this whole little joke with her where I act like I don't know her name. I don't know who she is. So that's our little thing that we were doing, and it worked out pretty well because she seems to be very comfortable with me. Um, she seems to be, the way she acts is very feminine, very happy to see me. She's like, she gives me pleasantries. She goes out of her way to, get my attention. Like when she's leaving, she'll make sure to say, goodbye to me. Instead of just walking out silently, she'll say something to get my attention. I say, I give her back the pleasantry. So she's giving me attention, right? And it started off with me just acting like I'm not giving her any attention. Like I'm busy minding my own business, doing my thing. I don't see her, but you know how it is. Women love attention. And when you don't give them attention, they want it even more. So, but here's the thing, you gotta be very careful. She is giving me attention, right? She wants me to give her attention. She likes to call me, say hi, and she wants me to give her a response, and I do. But you gotta be like very nonchalant about it. Definitely don't try to be enthusiastic. Don't try to initiate anything. That's the thing, because a lot of times once the girl started giving you that attention, start acknowledging you, start saying hi, how you doing, and whatnot, y'all tend to get a little too excited and then start being extra, and then they start disliking that. It's like, oh damn, he's getting too happy. Like I'm just being nice to him. Like that's sometimes how they'll think. Like, yeah, I'm just being nice to him. Yeah, of course you're being nice to him because by being nice to him, he gave you attention. But now he's giving you too much attention, and you're like, oh whoa whoa, I just want the attention. Now this guy is like simping and thirsting or whatever, right? And a lot of times that can be a put off. Remember, you're trying to be cool. You're the cool guy, right? You're the alpha, whatever, right? So don't simp. Remember, she's supposed to simp. She's supposed to get giddy and happy and go out of her way to get your attention. Like I said, this lovely lady, she is attractive, cute. Went out of her way, to get my attention because she said bye. There was other coworkers there that said bye to her. But I was one of them that didn't. But I was further away. I was in the other room, and she went out of her way, right, to deliberately come say bye to me, and then I said bye, and she smiled and she left. Think about it. Like I said, she went out of her way. She was literally in another room. She was on her way out, and she said bye. Everybody else said bye to her that was in that room with her. But because I was in another room and she didn't hear me say goodbye, she came all the way to the other room, to the room I'm in, to say bye. And I said bye. She had a smile on her face, like I said. And she left. So she wasn't going to leave until I said goodbye. She already had a whole bunch of people saying bye to her. But it was me saying goodbye that clearly was the most important bye. So that's the point. Like, again, like I barely interact with her other than, the basic, hi, type thing. But the fact that she's going out of her way to get me to say hi to her, that's where you want to be at. That's the level you want to be at. Where she is trying to get your attention because your attention for her is valuable. It's important. It's special to her. But don't overdo it, right? Don't overdo it. Don't try to give her too much attention because then you're spoiling her. You know how it is when you spoil somebody, they tend to act spoiled, right? They tend to act like, they're better than you, blah, blah, blah. You want it where they feel like you're the prize, right? Like you're saying, you're the prize, you're valuable, you're special. Getting your attention is important, especially if they notice that you tend to be a little busy, you're busy doing other stuff, you just living your life, you just exist in your own world, and they're interested, like, oh my god, he's so cool, he just does his thing, he comes here, he works, he doesn't, doesn't do much of anything, he doesn't stand out much, like most other people might be, because I do see some other guys, like I said, my coworkers, male coworkers, tend to be a little extra happy when she's around. But like I said, I don't do that extra happiness thing, right? Or simping, as we call it. I come in and just be cool. And like I said, we have this little joke thing, right, that we do. So I, whenever I want, I just bring it up because it's our inside joke. So this is our little thing we got. So that's what separates me. That's what makes me stand out. Is that we have this little inside joke thing between me and her, and that I am not simping, right? I'm not out here chasing her to say goodbye. I'm not going out of my way to, say goodbye to her and whatnot. She's going out of her way to get me to say goodbye. So that's the way it should be. Right? She's the one who wants the attention. She's female, right? She's the one who thrives on attention, right? Guys, we thrive on sex, right? Physical contact. So for her, she has to come. She wants my attention. She has to come get it, right? You want quiet, you gotta pay for it. So, like I said, I'm the prize. My attention is valuable. My attention is like a drug for her, right? It's something she wants. It's something she craves, right? So that's why I have to value it. Most guys don't value their attention. Most guys are quick to give female their attention. As soon as a girl shows you, smiles at you, you immediately want to throw yourself at her feet and stuff like that and do whatever she wants. And it's like, no. Because one, she's going to dislike that. She's going to think that that's creepy and that's some loser shit. Only desperate guys who, are not very popular with the ladies and stuff like that do, right? Very unmanly to be throwing yourself at a female. It's very feminine because this is feminine characteristics. Simping is a female characteristic, a female trait. Normally you see old depictions of guys like being big, strong, tough guys, like on a throne or something, have all these women, at his feet, hanging onto his legs and stuff like that. Throwing their arms around him and stuff like just on top of him, right? Just throwing themselves at him, literally at his feet and whatnot. While he's, sitting in the throne like a badass. That is normal, right? The females simping for him. And usually it's multiples, right? Usually it's more than one. So, like I said, I'm very popular with the ladies. So I got a couple ladies here and there on TikTok. Ladies in real life that show me some attention. There's another female coworker that also, gives me some attention. So we have a little thing that, we do. Like when we're around each other, we don't talk. We act like we don't interact. Like she don't talk to me, I don't talk to her, right? But when it's just her and me, right? When I see her, she sees me, and I ain't no pretty much okay. Yeah, when there's coworkers, we act like we don't know each other, like we don't interact, right? But when we're alone in a certain situation, like we're in one of the buildings at work, and we're in the like hallway area. She sees me, I see her. We act like little children waving at each other, smiling and stuff like that, right? So that's our little thing. So that's our little thing that I have with her. Like I said, the other chick, I have the whole, I pretend I don't know her, I don't remember her name type thing, right? And so that's our little thing. And that's the thing, finding the thing that you can have with a female, right? Like eating ice cream, watching certain movies, so on. You got to find something that you can connect with, with a female, because usually they remember that stuff. They care about those small little details. There's so much. I mean, there's so much I can say, but I just wanted to pretty much just talk about the fact that I don't have to pull women. They have to pull me because I got standards. There's things that I want and need, and if I'm going to be the one, if I'm responsible for the relationship, marriage, blah blah blah, right? Then and she's responsible for sexual access, blah blah blah, right? So that's our dynamic. I'm the relationship component, and she's the sex component, right? Then I need to live up to it. I can't be the one chasing her, simping for her, trying to get sex, right? She has to be simping and whatnot. She's supposed to offer me that. She's supposed to offer me the sex, right? I'm supposed to offer her a relationship. That's the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way it is for me in the relationships I have. just like if I'm the one who has to pay the bills and do the dates and this, that, and third, then like I said, she has to do her part, right? She has to do her femininity thing, right? She has to represent me in a positive way, right? She has to be able to brag about me, like, that I'm an amazing guy because I do all these cool different things, and I have hobbies that she likes to brag about, and so forth and so forth, right? Um, so there's so much, and of course I'll make other videos talking about that other type of stuff. But this video is mainly just, like I said, it just was to point out this factor right here. There's so many people out here, like, like this person you see here. Let me guess, you're also that kind of guy who thinks her saying no means she's playing hard to get. No, I don't think her saying no is her playing hard to get. What I do, however, know, right, is that if I was to get a no, which I typically don't, but if I did get a no, okay, let me I'm saying that wrong. I've had maybe 4 no's in my life, right? But all 4 of those no's ended up being false, as in they all had crushes on me. They were just off. We call it front and back in the day, where they were just pretending that they were not interested. Mainly because when I approached them, right, it was after they were showing me way too much interest. Like I said, I don't chase them; they chase me. I don't approach them unless they heavily imply that they like me. So it's like, it's not that I like them and that's why I'm approaching them. No, it's they like me. They're showing me interest, and then I approach them, right? Because I I'm old school, so I'm raised on the idea, right, of the guy is supposed to approach the girl and talk to her and whatnot. Um, Especially when it comes to relationship and boyfriend girlfriend, the guy is supposed to be the one to come to her and talk to her and have game and blah blah blah, right? He needs to be confident, this and that. So this is the way I was raised, so you're supposed to do that. But the difference from nowadays and back in the day was the idea is that back then we understood this, like, she had to show you interest first before you even approach her. Guys nowadays are doing it wrong. Guys see a chick that they like and then immediately try to approach her, like, and then now complain like, oh my god, I approach her but she rejects me, blah blah blah. Why are they doing this? Is because she didn't choose you, right? Choosing signal, as they call it now. It's like she didn't show you any interest. You saw her, thought she was hot, and then you shoot your shot, as they say. Well, of course you were gonna miss because she wasn't trying to play ball, right? She wasn't interested, and you don't know if she has a boyfriend or if she's interested in another guy. That's the thing, you don't know. The only reason for you to shoot your shot is because you're gonna make it. So she got to let you know that you have a shot, and then you go take your shot. Don't just see some random chick you see walking down the street and be like, oh, let me go approach her. I know we would love to do that. I know ideally it would be nice to just walk up to a chick that you like and just be like, hey, I like you, this, that, I want to get to know you, let me take you on a date, blah, blah, blah. That'd be nice. But that's not how it works. It hasn't worked like that for over 30 years, from my experience. So it's always that when she's ready for you, you better be ready to spit game. I've had some chicks that were interested in me, giving me the choosing signals, flirting, playing with their hair, pulling the hair behind their ears, giving me the clear signal they want me to walk up to them and talk to them, which is why they're moving their hair so that it'd be easier for them to hear me speak. So they're letting me know they're interested. The thing is, a lot of times they tend to be shy. That's where the whole fronting thing comes in, where you'll get a no because they're shy, not because they're not interested. A lot of times they are interested, but and there, of course, there's times where no does mean no, and they just like the attention. They're like you were giving them attention, and that's it. And they were just feeding off of you giving them eye contact. But then when you went to approach them, that's when they got awkward and started clamming up. Right, started getting shy. And of course, once you see that, then you try to obviously walk away and don't make the situation more uncomfortable for her, because you'd be surprised. A lot of females are Because that's the thing. Back in the day, we knew that not every girl was confident, right? Not every girl you can approach and talk to them and it'd be a-okay. A lot of times they would be shy or they're not interested, right? There's the types of chicks that just aren't interested. They like what they like, and you're probably not what they like. But there are some girls who do like you, but they're shy, so they will treat you. They will reject you because they're shy. That's it. They reject you because they're shy. Females nowadays might not be as shy because of liberation, what sexual liberation, blah blah blah. So you gotta understand, most of these girls back in the day, part of the shyness was they most of them were virgins, or they might have had sex like once or twice. So their body count was very low. Their interaction with guys were very low. So they have very little experience with guys. So a guy approaching them was nervous and awkward, which is why guys had to be confident. Guys had to do the approaching, the talking, this and that, because females by default were always going to be awkward and nervous around guys and this, that, and third, and blah blah blah. Especially when it comes to sex, guys are the ones who want sex, so guys tend to be more sex orientated. So guys are going to be more about kissing and touching and a lot of stuff more than females are, right? So of course, for you know, as a man, as a guy, you're the one who taught her about sex, not the other way around. Females didn't teach guys sex. Guys taught female sex. That's just how that always worked. But now, a chick will have like a body count of 300 plus. She could teach you a thing or two because your body count is way lower than hers. So that's the difference. See, back in the day, a guy will have one or two bodies, and that would be a lot of bodies because she probably still be a virgin. But that's not how it is nowadays. Girls are outnumbering guys' body counts now. So now, when you approach a chick, she's gonna be less shy because she already literally dealt with so many dudes that you approaching her is just like, oh, here's another guy that wants to fuck me, right? Type of thing. So that's why you can't approach them, on the, oh, I like you, I think you're pretty, blah, blah, blah type nonsense, because they've been there, done that, and they heard that a million times. So that's why you gotta approach them differently. You gotta approach them with, hey, I like those shoes, or your hair looks pretty cool, I like the hair color, you know, talking about other stuff. Because one of the things guys do wrong, especially nowadays, is that when y'all do try to talk to females, since in your mind the intention is boyfriend girlfriend status or just sex, y'all talk and try to say things in a way to try to lead to that. You try to make it where you trying to say the right things to try to get her in bed, and it's like, but that's not necessary. What you should be doing, which can lead to bedtime fun, right, is trying to talk to her like you're trying to get to know her as a friend, like you're trying, not friend, right, friend zone type shit, but I mean, like, the way you approach a guy who has a Batman t-shirt or something like that. It's like, oh shit, you like Batman, I like Batman, that kind of stuff. You approach on that level. You approach where it's like, hey, there's something about you that I noticed that's interesting. I'm interested in that, right? And then you go from there, right? So you got to show some type of interest in something else besides her body, her looks, right? Your feelings for her, that kind of nonsense, right? Stop that. Focus on what is it about her that is different than most other girls, and then use that as a way to get to uh, get to know her. Like I said, um, I have this whole waving thing with one female. I have this whole I don't know your name with another female. So that's my thing. That's the thing that I use to stand out to get their attention, because she does get the one where I said the whole I don't remember her name thing. Um, well, one, a lot of guys know her name. They're constantly calling her by her name. I'm the only one that's like, yeah, I don't know your name. See, I'm standing out because everybody keeps calling her by her name. So of course I know her name because everybody keeps calling her by her name. They love saying her name. They repeat it more than once. So she hears her name a lot from other guys. I'm the one that's like, I don't know what your name is. So what's funny about it, right, is that she says her name because it's like she's trying to be like, hey, well, this is my name. Right? I'm not gonna say her name, but she'll say her name, right? And then, and I'll be like, oh, okay, never heard of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's part of the joke, right? Is the idea is like, yeah, I don't know your name, and and I'm not quote unquote, I'm not trying to know your name, right? I'm not trying to remember your name, So it's part of a little bit of a joke, but she gets it, so she does, giggle and laugh about it. So it's like she gets, that it is, she gets that it is a joke, and like I said, it's an inside joke. It's a joke between me and her, which is what makes it special, which therefore makes it where it's like, well, if she's interested, again, she has to be the one to initiate it. So if she's interested in us, getting closer, then, I will allow it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't chase. You set up the bait and let your, your prey, target, whatever, you know, your soulmate, the love of your life, come to you, right? You just got to make sure you're available to accept um, their interests, right? So make yourself interesting, and then once they're interested, then you start to making your moves, right? You start, going to phase two, right? Because with some females, that's what I was going with. I have like phases, so I'll be like, oh, okay, this is the, she's showing me interest phase, right? She's showing me interest. She's paying attention to me. She's showing that she likes certain things that about me, or she's showing interest, right, in my hobbies. So there we go. So the next phase would be to talk, right? The talking phase, and then other stuff. I'll eventually break that down. Like I'll organize it, the different phases. I'm still like kind of working it out myself, especially nowadays because it's modern day time. So things used to be easier back in the day. Back in the day when I was young, all I had to do was say hi to a girl, bang, she's my girlfriend right after that. It's not the same now. Shit, man, a lot has changed. So even I have to adapt with the times because one, since the internet and whatnot, most females have access to talk to other guys. So now it's so getting to talk to her, getting to like you and stuff like that takes longer because she more likely has other guys hitting her up. And she's probably only talking to you because she's waiting for the other guy. So in the meantime, while I wait for this guy to text me or call me, I'll talk to this guy. So that's why she's talking to you, giving you some attention because she wants attention and she needs the attention. She needs the fix, right? She needs her attention fixed until she gets the real hit, right? She gets the real good stuff from some other guy, right? Some other guy. But the thing is, you would notice she's giving you very little attention, which means she's giving more to someone else, obviously. But once you start noticing she's giving you more attention, that means the other guy stopped giving her attention. More likely, the other guy ghosted her. The other guy probably is with another girl, and now, she's coming to you for more attention because she lost her connect, right? Her hookup from the other guy. So now she needs to get her attention fix from you, which good for you because then that just means it's your turn, right? It's um, to get more of her attention, right? To get her to simp for you, shoot your shot, for her to shoot her shot, or maybe you eventually shoot your shot. But typically, you rather she shoots her shot because remember, you're the one who picks. You're the one who says yes to a relationship, which means she has to offer it, right? When it comes to sex, right? Um, you'll be the one they'll try to bring it up, and she'll have to be the one to say yes, right? Consent. But I mean, the way I do things, um, relationship slash sex, because those go hand in hand. It, I have full control of them, so she has to shoot her shot with me, just for the relationship in the first place. And because we're in a relationship, well, I do expect sexy time, so she also has to shoot that as well, right? So she also has to present the sexy time. And if she's not presenting the sexy time, then well, she's losing points, and those points will add up, right? She'll get into the negatives, and it's like, all right, well, this is not working. This relationship's not working because of reasons. Sexy time being one of those factors. So, and this is how I simplify things. This is how I vet, and this is how you guys should be doing things as well. It's modern day times calls for modern solutions, right? So it's like, even though my method is old school because it's something I've been doing for many, many years, since I was a kid, since I was in first grade and whatnot. It's almost 40 something years now. So it works for me. It's been working for a long, long time, decades. So it should work for you guys as well. I mean, it's better to try and fail than to have never tried. All right, so try my way, right? Pay attention, right? Here's another thing, another little tip. There's going to be females that are going to show you attention. You might not like them. That's understandable, right? You have your preference, whatever, right? You have your type. That's cool and all, but do not dismiss them, right? Do not ignore them, ignore the possibility. Because what you have to understand is that, yes, she might not be your type, but you could use her to get to your type. Now, that might not sound nice saying to use somebody, but the idea is that she might know somebody who is your type. So you don't want to burn your bridges, as they say. You don't want to lose your opportunity to end up with somebody who is your type just because you are dismissive and negative towards someone who isn't your type. So be nice to the one who's your type. Um, don't don't do anything to, like, lead her on directly, right? If she, like I said, they're going to be the ones simping for you, so they're already going to lead themselves on, right? They're already going to chase you and whatnot. What I'm saying is, it's not do anything to be like, hey, keep on chasing me, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, don't be like, yeah, keep on chasing me. I like to be chased, when you have no intentions to be with them, right? So don't do that. If they're showing interest and they're trying to chase you, let them chase because they're chasing on their own accord. You're not making them chase you; they're just chasing you, and you're not rejecting them chasing you, right? You're not stopping them from chasing you; just allowing them to chase you, and see where that goes. See if it does lead to other females. Because the thing is, when females are showing interest in you and females start hovering around you, like literally, they'll start sitting close to you, start sitting, they'll try to get close to you physically. The closer they get to you, and other females, they'll pay attention. They'll notice. They'll know when a female is interested in a guy, because they know what type of behaviors females do when they're interested in guys. So other females are going to notice that there is a female that likes you. So when they see another girl liking you, that's going to make them like, oh shit, I like him too. And then that's what the little competition kicks in, right? So then that's when they'll try to give you attention and try to see if they can get you to notice them instead of the other person, right? So that's why it's important to try to keep some females around, but don't toy with their emotions. Don't 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 like get try don't try to pull them too close. You know, just let them hover around on their own accord, right? And then just and that way that'd be bait, right? That'd be a way to get other females' attention, and that'd be the end of the episode.